Good morning, my dear friends. My name is K. Umesh Rao, and today's topic is Consumer Protection Act. We are discussing objectives of the Act, features of Consumer Protection Act, the remedies available under the Act, and consumer disputes redressal agencies. What is the Consumer Protection Act 1986? It provides better protection of the interest of the consumers. In order to give the better protection to the consumers, it makes provision for the establishment of consumer councils and other authority for the settlement of consumer disputes. It gives easy and fast compensation to the consumer grievances. It encourages consumers to speak against deficiency of goods and services. If any manufacturers, traders practice any illegal trade, the Act protects the consumers' rights. It protects consumers against issues like fraud, misleading advertisement, mis-selling when they purchase a product or services. The Act provides three-tier consumer disputal redressal machinery at national level, at state level, and at district level. It applies to all goods and services. It covers all sectors such as private, public, and all persons. Who is the consumer? Consumer is a person who buys goods and services, who buys the goods or avails services for consideration. Consumer does not include a person who obtained a goods for resale. Consumer does not include a person obtain a goods or services for commercial purpose. Consumer does not include a person obtain goods or services without consideration. Objectives of the Act. It protects the consumers against the marketing of the goods or services which are hazardous to life and property. Consumers should be informed about quality, quantity, purity, potency, standard, and price of the goods or services. It gives wide access to the variety of goods and services at competitive price. Act protects consumers' interest at appropriate consumer forums like district forum, state forum, national forums. The Act provides redressal against unfair trade practices and restrictive trade practices. The Act provides consumers education. How Consumer Protection Act works for the benefit of the consumers? It protects the consumers against marketing of goods or services which are hazardous to life and property. Consumers are entitled to speedy, simple, and inexpensive relief under the Act. Consumer is a sovereign of the goods, and for him, redressal machinery is available. What are the features of Consumer Protection Act? The Consumer Protection Act applies to all goods and services available. It may be public sector, it may be private sector, or it may be cooperative sector. Consumer can complain against the defective goods and services available from railway, telephone, airlines, bank, electricity board, or any others. The Act provides consumer protection councils at state level, central level. The objective of the Consumer Protection Council is to protect the rights of the consumers. The Act provides three-tier judicial machinery to solve the consumers' problems, that is, district level, state level, national level. The Act applies to all consumers. Consumer means it includes consumer association also. There is a limitation period for filing complaints before the forum. It is 2 years from the date of cause of action. What is the duties and responsibilities of the consumers? Consumer should be honest with the information he provides. Consumer should know how to make a complaint. Consumer should use the product or services in line with the terms and conditions. Consumer should avoid risk. Consumer should apply the product or services that meets his needs. Consumer's responsibility to file a complaint about his dissatisfaction with goods and services. Consumer's complaint should be fair and sincere. What is the remedies available under that? The court may direct him to remove the defect. Court may ask him to replace the goods. Court may direct him to return the price. Court may ask him to pay compensation for loss or injury suffered by the consumer. It is provided adequate cost to the parties also. Punishment and penalty. A person fails to comply with any order is punishable with imprisonment for a term 1 month to 3 years and penalty for rupees 2000 to 10,000 rupees. What is consumers' rights? Right to be informed about quality, quantity, purity, standard and price of the goods. Right to choose the goods and services. Right to safety. Right to be heard. Right to have problems solved. Right to have consumers' education. Right to have service. Right to seek redressal of problems. The first 30 days from the purchase of the consumer has a right to reject the goods. He can return the goods that doesn't meet the requirement and he may get full refund. Why consumer protection is required? Illiteracy. In India, majority of the consumers are illiterate and ignorant of their rights. Consumer Protection Act helps them to get education in consumers movement. Consumers are widely scattered and unorganized. They cannot fight a legal battle with the traders and manufacturers. There is a necessity of consumers organization. Consumer gets spurious goods from manufacturers. To avoid Consumer Protection Act is necessary. Majority of the consumers purchase the goods after seeing the advertisement. Advertisement is deceptive and false. In order to avoid malpractices of business, Consumer Protection Act is necessary. Now, Consumer Disputes Redressal Agency. It is just like a court. It functions like a court. It provides speedy, inexpensive remedies to the consumers. Consumers' redressal agencies need not follow the rigid legal procedures. Consumers not required to pay court fees. Consumers need not appoint advocates. They themselves can present their case. They themselves can make arguments. They themselves present documents. It is a three-tier consumer disputes redressal agency, district level, state level and national level. Agencies does not take too much time. Cases are disposed quickly. It is a quasi-judicial body. Members are appointed from judicial and official class. They concentrate on consumer grievances, consumer rights, consumer movement, consumer education and consumer awareness. Thank you.